Hi, we need a cop. I mean, in attack. They hold it at this time? I don't know. He's trying to attack everybody. Oh, a guy trying to do it. Okay, can you put the description? Like what it's trying to get? We need an ambulance and cop. I mean, we just need a cop. Broadway left here street. Someone's attacking here. Okay. Street. This is inside the train station? Yes. Okay, Broadway Lafayette, uptown, downtown platform. Uptown. Okay. And this is the F, right? Yeah. Male or female being attacked? I don't know. He's trying to attack everybody. Oh, a guy trying to do it. Okay, can you put the description? Like what it's trying to get you Indian? He's black. What color? They're holding him down. They're holding him down right now. How many people? There's two. One man white man holds it down. Holds the homeless guy down. Okay. Any weapons? Anybody injured at this time? No, nobody. Okay, they're coming at 3 feet.
I was in before him. Then he came in, like, he put like his hand so he could come in, right? I guess he was pissed or something, but I looked at him, right? And then he started taking off his sweater, dumbing her, and then he threw it. And then he told like everyone that he had like a rug bit and that he don't care what happens today. He don't care about going to jail, but that someone's dying today.
You didn't fight at all? No. We came on the train. I was sitting right there. I was sitting next to everybody that was moving. That was the last one that was sitting. We came on the train. He was like, yo, I'm looking for food. I'm looking for this shit. Like, he was ready to risk it all, basically. He was like basically, he's going to tell me if he's about to hurt somebody. He's like, I'm ready to hurt somebody. I'm ready to do this. And we were right here. Like I said, I don't think he did nothing wrong. Everybody knew that he was about to start him. Yeah, he made it. He tried to listen while the cop was coming. They took that. Everybody was, I was going down home. Yeah. They took bad on the cop. He was trying to resist him on somebody's shit. They took bad on.
Hey, good day. I'm Safetyman Corey Jones with Safetyman Consulting. We're going to talk about exercising caution, commanding constitutional liabilities based on the Danny Penny trial. Okay? So, welcome to Safetyman Podcast, where I provide practical safety, security, and survival tips to help you, your team navigate difficult situations and protect yourself and your community. I'm your host, Corey Jones, and today I'm again going to talk about a case that has sparked national debate, the recent acquittal of Daniel Penny, the retired U.S. Marine in New York City. Daniel Penny was cleared of all homicide, murder, manslaughter, and related charges after using force in a high-stress public incident. While this case has divided public opinion across the political spectrum, it highlights some critical lessons for all of us, especially when it comes to understanding self-defense, the use of force, and how to govern yourself before, during, and after a confrontation. So we're going to cover 3 key areas today. That's exercising our constitutional rights, developing and practicing verbal command plan for critical incidents, and assessing resistance and avoiding extremes. We'll also address an often overlooked responsibility. That's us becoming the caretaker of the subject immediately after using force. So, here we go. Let's just jump right into it. So first and foremost, anytime we are being talked to by the police, we want to exercise our constitutional rights. After any use of force, especially one involving injury or death, we have the right to remain silent and the right to legal counsel. I cannot stress that amount enough. No matter how justified we feel after we are given an official statement, until we've spoken with an attorney, even police officers involved in shootings delay those formal statements for 48 to 72 hours to collect their thoughts and ensure they're clear. It's not about being evasive, it's about being protective of yourself. Stress and adrenaline can cloud our memory and judgment immediately after an incident. And anything you say in those initial moments will be scrutinized later in a court of law. So the key takeaway is calmly assert your right to an attorney before providing detailed information for law enforcement. Be polite, be cooperative, but remember, you have rights, so use them. So something as simple as, officer, I intend to cooperate with the investigation, but please, I want to exercise my right to speak with an attorney and not make any statements until then. That's calm. That's professional. And that gets the point across, and it's an affirmative exercise. Second, let's talk about having a verbal command plan. Daniel Penny's case shows us the importance of communication, both on the suspect and to those around you during and after use of force incident. You want to give commands to the suspect. Before using force, make it clear that you're trying to resolve that situation without violence. Say things like, stop what you're doing, back away. I don't want to hurt you. Stop resisting. You're scaring me. Verbal commands make it clear to witnesses, law enforcement, the courts, and the actual suspect or subject that you're giving them every opportunity to comply before escalating to physical or potentially deadly force. You want to give commands to bystanders, direct people to help you. Can someone help me hold this person down? Ask people to call 911. You in the red shirt, call 911. You in the blue shirt, call 911. If there's somebody with an iPhone, videotape this, please. Control the narrative. Giving clear instructions to witnesses show that you're in control. We're in control. And a reasonable person not acting aggressively. We're reasonable. We're giving thought out verbal commands before, during, and after force. You want to continue to communicate with the suspect. Giving simple commands like stop resisting, I'll let you go, I'll release the pain, I'll release the pressure when you calm down. I just need you to put your hands behind your back. I'm holding you for the safety of everyone here. And then once stabilized, continue communicating with the witnesses and the subject. The situation's under control. I was defending myself and others. Why is this critical? Because verbal commands not only help you manage the situation tactically, but they also create evidence legally, witnesses that will hear what you were saying, maybe videotape what you were saying, and maybe being recorded. Always assume you're being recorded, okay? We want to make sure that we govern ourselves professionally. Let's talk about assessing that resistance. It's important to continually evaluate the suspect's behavior and determine the nature of their resistance, because people will resist certain things in certain ways. Are they trying to escape? Are they trying to actively harm you or others? Or are they actually fighting for their life now because they're having problems breathing or there's too much pressure? The New Jersey Attorney General's use of force policy, the use of deadly force is justified for the protection of an innocent third party when an individual reasonably believes such force is immediately necessary to protect that person or those people from imminent danger of death or serious bodily harm. Daniel Penny was making deadly force threats. Jordan Neely was making deadly force threats to innocent people trapped in the subway car with him. This principle applies universally. We must continually assess whether a threat still exists. Once that threat diminishes, our use of force must diminish as well. If someone stops resisting, we want to ease up on that force. Maybe not necessarily let them go. If you're holding someone down, continue to use reasonable, proportional force to control the situation without causing unnecessary harm. But don't let anybody else get hurt. Key points to remember: your actions must reflect those of an innocent, reasonable, everyday, not overly aggressive, but not afraid to act when necessary person. Extremists on all sides may have opinions, but don't let that voices dictate your actions. Govern yourself calmly, professionally, and with confidence. If you choose to intervene in a situation, do so with clarity, restraint. Your goal is to protect, not escalate. So it's reasonable. Now let's talk about one critical next step that too many people overlook. Immediately after that use of force, we now become the caretaker of that subject. It's a responsibility. Whether the person is conscious, unconscious, or injured, we must take steps to ensure their health and safety. If they need medical assistance, we're responsible for at least initiating it, either providing it by ourselves when safe and trained to do so, or directing others to get help. Here's what we can do. We can call 911. This person needs medical help. Send an ambulance. Again, direct innocent bystanders to call for 911. Render aid if safe, if the suspect is no longer a threat, and we can safely provide aid. This might mean checking for breathing, turning them on their side for recovery position, stopping bleeding if we have the tools, minimum direct pressure. Taking these steps again reinforce that you acted as a reasonable person. It mitigates the likelihood that someone could say we had malice in our hearts and our only goal was to kill this innocent person. We're not in control just of the situation, but of the person's well-being. So to wrap things up, you want to exercise our constitutional rights, we have the right to remain silent and consult legal counsel. Have a plan for verbal commands. Communicate clearly to the subject, to the bystanders, and the first responders. Continually assess that resistance. Only use that force necessary to control the situation and de-escalate as soon as possible. And finally, remember, we are the caretaker once force is used. We are responsible for making sure first aid is available and making sure that suspect recovers normally. By following these principles, we can protect ourselves legally, physically, and morally. Again, thanks for listening and watching the Safetyman podcast. I want you to stay prepared and, as always, look out for each other. For more information on safety, training, security, use of force, best practices, firearms training, and so forth, go to safetyman.co or at safetymanco on all your social media. Be safe, stay ready, and train now.